Welcome to H-word problems in algebra. Today we will talk H-word problems in past, present and future. H-word problems are algebra word problems that deal with the age of people currently, in the past or in the future. How to solve H-word problems? If the problem involves a single person, that's similar to an integer problem. And let's do the example. For example, 5 years ago, okay, 5 years ago, John's age was half of the age he will be in 8 years. How old is he now? So let's write here present, past, present, and future. Okay. Let X be John's age. 5 years ago, it is X minus 5. Now it's X, and in 8 years, it will be X plus 8. 5 years ago, John's age was half of the age he will be in 8 years. 5 years ago, X minus 5 was half of the age he will be in 8 years. It's our first step, and our second step is to solve this problem. X minus 5 is equal to 1 over 2x plus 4. And here the isolate variable is x, and in our final step x is equal to 18. So John is now 18 years old. If the age problem involves the age of 2 or more people, then using a table would be a good idea. A table will help you to organize the information and to write the equations. Let's show example. The first example was single person, and the second example is more than 2 person. Okay, our second example. John is twice as old as his friend Peter. Peter is 5 years older than Alice. In 5 years, John will be 3 times as old as Alice. How old is Peter now? In order to solve this example, our first step is to set up a table. Let it be our table. Okay, and first is John, then Peter and Alice. What about age? This is age now, and this is age in 5 years. So our second step is filling the table with information given in the question. So John is twice as old as his friend Peter. And let Peter be X. Then John is twice as old as X. Peter is 5 years older than Alice. So Alice is X minus 5. And in 5 years, John will be 3 times as old as Alice. In 5 years, John will be 5 years older. Peter also will be 5 years older, and Alice also will be 5 years older. So we wrote the new relationship in an equation using the ages in 5 years. In 5 years, John will be 3 times as old as Alice. John is 2 times x plus 5, and this is equals 3 times x minus 5 plus 5. And here 3 times x plus 5 is equal to 2 times x plus 5 is equal to 3 times x. The isolated variable is x, so x is equal to 5. The answer is that Peter now is 5 years old, John is 10, and Alice is not born yet. Great. Okay, our next example. Sally is 3 times as old as John. Sally will be twice as old as John 8 years from now. So it's future. How old is John? Our first step is, let's set up a table is like that. Let it be present and let it be future. So now this is Sally and this is John. Sally, let it be S and John J. In 8 years, Sally will be S plus 8. John also will be S plus 8. And let it be equation. The equation is that Sally is 3 times as old as John. So S is 3G, and in 8 years S plus 8 is equal to Sally will be twice as old as John. 2 times G plus 8. So we get 2 equations, and this is the system with 2 variables. And if we replace S by 3J, we will get 3J plus 8 is equal to 3J plus 16, and J is equal to here 8. So now John is 8 and Sally is 3 times 8, 24. Okay, Sally is 24. Our next example. Okay, our new example is Kim is 6 years more than twice Timothy's age. 2 years ago, this is past, Kim was 3 times as old as Timothy. How old was Kim 2 years ago? So let's set up a table. Let it be Kim, let it be Timothy, and this is equation. And now we have present and past. So now let Kim be K and let Timothy be T. Kim is 2 years ago is past. K minus 2, also T minus 2. Kim was 3 times as old as Timothy. 2 years ago, Tim was 3 times as old as Timothy. But now Kim is 6 years more than twice Timothy's age. Kim is 6 years more than twice Timothy's age. So this is our equation, 2 equations. And if we replace K with 6 plus 2T, we will get that 6 plus 2 times T minus 2 is equal 3 times T minus 2. And here we get that 6 plus 2 times T minus 2 is equal 3T minus 6. And if we cancel out T's, we will get 4 plus 2T is equal 3T minus 6. Here T is equal to 10 and Timothy is 10 now, and Kim is 6 plus 2 times Timothy's age, 26. Our next 8-word problem is, okay, next example. Becca is twice as old as Susan, and Greg is 9 years older than Susan. 3 years ago, Becca was 9 less than 3 times Susan's age. How old is Greg now? So let's set up our table. And Susan, Becca, Greg. And this is our equation. So Susan, Becca, Greg, equation. This is present and this is past. Let Susan be S, Becca be B, and Greg be G. 3 years ago, Susan was S minus 3. Becca also, and Greg also was 3 less than now. And equation is Becca is twice as old as Susan. And Greg is 9 years older than Susan. Greg is 9 years older. Older is 9 years more. And 3 years ago, Becca was 9 less than 3 times Susan's age. 3 years ago, Becca was 3 times s minus 3 less 9. And let's solve this equation. What should we do? Here, if we replace b with 2s, we will get that 2s minus 3 is equal to 3 times s minus 3 minus 9. And this is remaining. We don't touch this equation. And let's solve this. 2 times s minus 3, 2 times s minus 9, and 9. We will get that 2 times s minus 3, 2 times s minus 18. And here we get that s is equal to 18 minus 3, s is equal to 15. And s is Susan's present age. How old is Greg now? Greg is 9 years older than Susan. So Greg is Susan plus 9, and 15 plus 9 is 74. Next question. Lauren is 3 less than twice Andrew's age. 4 years from now, Sam will be 2 more than twice Andrew's age. 5 years ago, Sam was 3 times Andrew's age. How old was Lauren 5 years ago? Our first step is table. And let it be present, future, and past. Andrew, Sam, Lauren, and equation. This is A, this is S, Sam, this is L, Lauren. So 4 years from now, Andrew will be A plus 4. Sam also, and Lauren also will be 4 plus L. And 5 years ago, Andrew was A minus 5, S minus 5, and L minus 5. What's our equation? Lauren is 3 less than twice Andrew's age. Lauren is twice Andrew's age minus 3. And what about 4 years from now? Sam will be 2 more than twice. 4 years from now, Sam will be 2 years more than twice Andrew's age. Twice Andrew's age will also be A plus 4. And what about our third equation? 5 years ago, Sam was S minus 5 was 3 times Andrew's age. This is our equation system. You know, there are 3 variables here, and let's solve this equation. Let's start with our third equation. S minus 5 is 3 times A minus 5. Here we get that S minus 5 is 3 times A minus 15, and equal to 3 times a minus 10 if we add 5 in both sides. And this is our s. So here we can replace s with 3 times a minus 10. Let's replace 3 times a minus 10 plus 4 is equal to 2 plus 2a plus 8. And we will get that 3 times a minus 6 is equal to 2 times a plus 10. And here we get a is equal to 16. This is Andrew's present age, 16. And what about Lauren? Lauren is, let me write, 2 times 16 minus 3. And it is 32 minus 3, 29. And our question was, how old was Lauren 5 years ago? 5 years ago, Lauren was 29 minus 5. And let me write it there. Lauren was 29 minus 5, and it means that Lauren was 24 5 years ago. And our next exercise. Gobi is 1 year more than twice Larry's age. 3 years from now, this is future, Megan will be 27, less than twice Gabby's age. 4 years ago, Megan was 1 year less than 3 times Larry's age. How old will Megan be 3 years from now? So this age word problem is more than 3 person, and it means that this is 3 variable equation, 3 variable equation system. So let's firstly set up our table and let it be Larry, Megan, Gabby, and equation. Present, future, and past. Larry, let it be Megan, let it be Gabby, and equation. So this is L, Larry, Megan is M, and Gabby is G. 3 years from now is future. Then all of them will be 3 years older than now. And in the past, 4 years ago, L minus 4, M minus 4, and G minus 4. What's our equation for now? Gabby is 1 year more than twice Larry's age. Gabby is 1 year more than twice Larry's age. And what about in the future? 3 years from now, Megan will be, Megan M plus 3 will be 27 less than twice Gabby's age minus 27. And in the past, 4 years ago, Megan was 1 year less. Megan, 4 years ago, was 1 year less than 3 times Larry's age. 3 times Larry's age minus 1. So, what should we do now? Let's start with this equation. M plus 3, 2 times G plus 6 minus 27. We will get that 2 times G minus 21. Yes, and G is not G. Let's continue with this equation. 4 years ago, 3 times L minus 20 minus 1, and M minus 4 is 3 times L minus 13. Here we get that M is equal to 3 times G minus 24, and here M is equal to 3 times L minus 17. Sorry, not 17, 9. If we add 4 to both sides, we will get 9. And if the left hand sides of two, let me write it here. If the left hand sides of two equations are equal, then the right hand sides also should be equal. So 2 times G minus 24 is equal to 3 times L minus 9. Also, here we have this equation. G is equal to 1 plus 2 times L. If we replace G here, if we replace G by this equation, we will get that 2 times 1 plus 2 times L is equal to 3 times L minus 9. And if we sorry, I didn't write minus 24 here, I missed. If we add 24 to both sides, we will get 2 times 1 plus 2 times L is equal to 3 times L. Add 24, we will get 15. And if we divide it by 2, divide both sides by 2, we will get that, let me write it here, 1 plus 2 times L is equal to, no, let me just multiply this. 2 plus 4 times L is equal to 3 times L plus 15. Okay, it will be easily. And L, if we subtract 3 times L from both sides, we will get that 4 times L minus 3 times L is equal to 15 minus 2. And L here is equal to 13. And we will get that, okay, we get that L is 13 and G is equal to 27. What about M? M will be here 13 minus 4, 9, 3 times 9 minus 1 plus 4 is equal to 13. So Megan is 13 now. Gabby is 27 and Lauren is 13 also.